Hello traders, welcome back to this video. It is a Sunday and we do analysis on Sundays. In today's video, as always, I give you the best. I try my best to give you the best analysis, and most of our pairs that we analyze together uh, go our way, and I think that is a very good and a positive thing. In today's video, I have some few pairs that I want to analyze for you guys. So here I have GBPUSD, and as from our last video, I told you guys I'll be looking for buys from this order block. The price used this order block as a liquidity because there was no present liquidity to be taken out before the price taps into this order block. So I told you guys we will be looking for buys from this order block, and then our stop loss should be obviously down here because the price was trying to form a double bottom down here. You can see clearly that the trade went our way, and the target was from at the daily order block. We had a daily order block. So the daily order block is here. You can see this daily order block. So the take profit was at this daily order block. So coming from the daily time frame, today's analysis, I have some good buyers. I want to look for bullish opportunity. I want to buy GBPUSD because USD is weakening. The dollar is weakening, so we expect some buying momentum on GBPUSD and also on a Euro USD. So from the daily time frame, I told you guys we have to wait for price to break this structure before we look for a reversal into the internal structures to be taken as liquidity. And if the price will be coming back, the best area for my entry the best area for me to look for sales is once price takes the internal structures as liquidity before moving to the downside. So my best point of entry is at this point here, this fair value gap. We have some fair value gap that was left behind, and that is after these internal structures have been taken out as liquidity. The market always does that because if you see clearly at this point here, let's say maybe for example this point, the market took out these internal structures as a liquidity down here and then went up to break structure. And once that low was taken out, we formed a change of character. And once the change of character was formed, the internal structures were going to be used as a liquidity. So this is the internal structure here, and that is exactly what price did. Price came back to take out the internal structure before tapping into the point of interest, and then we had this movement to the downside to break a structure. So in this case, the price has already formed a break of structure to the downside, and now we must wait for a pullback to come inside to take the internal structures as liquidity, and then we target to have a move to the downside. So because from the weekly time frame, the weekly structure, so from the weekly structure, the price has not yet come to a 50% level. So expect, let me mark it so that you can see clearly. So for this pullback to be a good pullback, this is the 50% level. So the price has not come into the 50% level yet. So if a pullback is happening to the upper side, it means the price is more likely to come back again. So let me delete this so that the chart can be very clear. So I expect some buying momentum to the upside. That is my bias on GBPUSD. So let us look for where we can have our buys from. So from the daily time frame, I do not see anything. So let me delete this setup so that the chart can be very clear. So from the daily time frame, let's say maybe I see this fair value gap, but I don't think price will come there right now because we have some bullish, some buying pressure to the upside. So this is the fair value gap. So in case price comes into this fair value gap, I will be looking for buy, but I don't think the price will come back to this point at this on let's say maybe this week because USD is weakening and the GBP is gaining strength. So let me try to go to the 4-hour time frame. So into the 4-hour time frame, you can see price is buying while filling each and every fair value gap before moving to the upside. You can see clearly from the 4-hour time frame, price is moving to the upside and it is filling each and every fair value gap that is being formed. So under this case, in this case, price moved here very aggressively, but there was some fair value gap being left behind. So I'm going to mark that fair value gap, the fair value gap. This is the fair value gap from the 4-hour time frame. And I expect GBPUSD to come back into that fair value gap before moving even higher. So, and price is trying to form something like a head and shoulder. So we are not going to ignore that, but we are not going to trade the head and shoulder. So we are going to have our entry in an SMC method. So that is just to add to our confluence. So in this case, I expect price to come into this fair value gap before price moves even higher. So when coming to the 1 hour time frame, let me see if I can have a very good area for entry. So from the 1 hour time frame also, we can see the price is filling each and every fair value gap before moving to the upside. And the only fair value gap that was left behind is this fair value gap at this point here. So, and from there, if I go to the 15 minutes time frame, let us see if we can have a very good entry point. So in the 15 minutes time frame, we can see that we have a very good, we have some good order blocks. Let me mark all the order blocks and then I'll tell you which order block I want to take a trade from. So we have this order block. This is a valid pullback because it is a 3 candle pullback. So don't ignore that also. So we have, this is an internal structure already, but below the internal structure, we do not have any order block with a fair value gap, and each and every move has filled each and every fair value gap. The only fair value gap that was left behind is in between these candles here. So this order block is very good and we cannot ignore that order block. So that is my first order block. And then the second order block is just below that fair value gap, just below this fair value gap. That is the second order block. So and according to trading, most of the time we prefer trading from the extreme point of interest, the extreme order blocks. So but because this order block is just below the fair value gap, it can be even better to have a trade from this point. But I'll try and wait for price to, let's say maybe for example, if the market opens and we see a move to the upside and then now we'll have the pullback, that is when I'll consider this order block even more. But this order block looks very strong because there is liquidity just below, above it, and this liquidity, you can see that there is price cleared this highs liquidity. You can see clearly there is clearance of this highs liquidity. So in case the price, when the price cleared this highs liquidity, it failed to go above it, and that is why we have this pullback. So if price comes down to take this liquidity on this low, I am sure the price will tap into this order block and we will have a reaction to the upside. So these are the 2 points of interest, but I'm going to consider taking a trade from this order block, the first order block, because we have liquidity just below it, and then my stop loss will be down here, and then my first take profit will be 1 is to 3 risk to reward ratio. Obviously at this high, you can see clearly that will be my first take profit. And in case this order block is being violated, this will be my second entry point. So this order block down here will be my best entry point on GBPUSD, and my profit will be up there. So from the Fibonacci retracement tool, price, if we consider to take a trade from this first order block, we can see that clearly the price is the order block is almost in the 50% level. So we will be very careful when taking this trade, and you will take this trade, let's say maybe the small lot size. Don't risk too much at that point or that level. So we will just wait and see what happens, but that is my view on GBP USD. So my entry point, let me delete this fair value gap from the 4-hour time frame. But that fair value gap is very, very important, and you need to know that. So those are my two entry zones. Those are my best entry zones for you guys. And I think we'll wait to see what the price will be doing at that point. So I also have Euro USD. I think Euro USD is moving the same way as GBP USD. So on a Euro USD, as from the last video, I told you guys I'll be waiting for Euro USD to come into this level. This is a 4-hour order block, but currently right now, I think Euro USD is trying to react from this order block very perfectly, and we have that buying momentum to the upside from this fair value gap. So sometimes when you don't have an order block, let's say maybe the zone here was to be taken out from the daily order block, but currently right now it is reacting from this fair value gap. So and we are not going to ignore that. And I told you guys on Euro USD the structure is a little bit different, and as you can see clearly, there was a sweep of liquidity on this side, and we had a valid break of structure to the upside. So the market had this pullback into these lows, and you can see the pullback is a corrective pullback into this low. So the pullback happened to clear the internal structures. These are the internal structures, and I always tell you guys that once a break of structure has formed or a change of character, the internal structures that are inside that movement, they range from the low to the high. The internal structures are going to be used as liquidity before the markets moves even higher. So and that is exactly what happened. So the price is currently reacting from this fair value gap, and I have my bias that I want to look for buys because USD is going to be weaker. So and euro is gaining some strength. So let us have that in mind, and we are going to look for buying opportunities to the upside. So if I come to the 4-hour time frame, now that I have some confluence that the price is reacting from that fair value gap, I'm going to try and look for more buying opportunities to the upside. So currently, right now, uh, as I said from GBPUSD, GBPUSD was trying to fill in each and every fair value gap before moving to the upside. But it is a different case in Euro USD. On Euro USD, there are some fair value gaps being formed, but we will wait to see what happens in Euro USD. But currently, I want to see price coming to this level. So let me delete this. So if I delete that, I want to see price coming into this level here. There is an order block here, this order block, the 4-hour order block, and there is a fair value gap. I expect price to fill in this fair value gap before we look for more buys to the upside. But I don't have much confluence on the Euro USD. The same way I have some more confluence on GBPUSD. But we will wait to see what happens with the market because we always try to react with how the market reacts. So when I come to the 1-hour time frame, we also have that fair value gap at this point, and you can see clearly the price is trying to fill each and every fair value gap before it moves to the upside. So and currently right now we have this fair value gap at this point. So this is the point where I want to see a good change of character before I have my entry to the upside because I don't have much confluence. I don't have any liquidity to be taken out at this point before the price moves to the upside. So if I come to the 15-minute time frame, let's say maybe this is the liquidity that maybe the market will take out because this is a pullback. So it is a structure, the internal structure. So this is a valid candle pullback, a 3 candle pullback. So I think the price might react from this level. So we will just wait to see what happens with the market. So on Euro USD, that is my level, that is my zone. I want to see price tapping into this level before I look for a change of character and my entry to the upside. So on Euro USD, this is my entry zone. I will wait for a change of character before I take any trade to the upside. So let's be very keen and let's wait patiently to see what price will be doing at this level. So I don't have much to say on Euro USD. So we will just wait to see what the market will be doing at this level. And let's be patient and let's react with how the market will react. So I also have some analysis on gold. On gold, I don't have a very clear view, but let me try to say something on gold. So on gold, I told you the dollar will be weaker, but uh, gold is not that strong at the moment. That is why we see some consolidation. The market is having a consolidation phase. We have this consolidation at this point. So it simply means the strength of the strength gold is not that stronger than the dollar. So the gold and the dollar are currently having some same let's say maybe some same strength. So, but if we expect the dollar to be even weaker, even more weak, it means the gold will have more strength to move to the upside. But as from this week, or let's say maybe next week, I'll be expecting gold to buy to the upside because the dollar will be weaker as time goes. This month, I expect dollar to be weak. So because now I do not have a clear zone to have my entry on gold because we have this consolidation and gold is struggling very hard to break this level. We can see multiple rejections from this support and resistance level, and currently also here we see the rejection at this point. So we will wait patiently to see what gold has for us. But as from our last analysis, I told you I expect gold to react from this point, and gold tried to react from this point very perfectly. And I had some few selling opportunities at this point. Let me show you that selling opportunity so that you can at least learn something from it also. So I told you guys that on Wednesday's analysis, I told you I'll be looking for a selling opportunity from this point, and that is exactly what I did. So if I come to the 30 minutes time frame, so if I come to the 30 minutes time frame, we had this reaction and I had a confirmation at this point. So I am going to show you how I got that trade, a continuation trade setup. So the continuation trade setup was from the 5 minutes time frame. So if I come to the 5 minutes time frame, so my entry was from this order block. We had this order block here. The order block is a very good order block, an order block with a fair value gap. So let me delete this order block to make my chart very clear. So this was my entry point and my first take profit was on this low. We had equal lows being formed down here. We have these equal lows being formed here. So this was the liquidity target. The target I was the point where I was having my target because we have some equal lows down here. Those are that is a liquidity area. So I had this entry from this point because this high swept an inducement at this point. If I drop down into the 1 minute time frame, you will see clearly that that is an inducement being taken out. We had a very good pullback. This is a very good pullback, and the market took out this inducement as liquidity before going down to break structure. So I had a very good break of structure to the downside, a valid break of structure to the downside. That is why I considered taking a trade from that point. So let me try to adjust it. So I had my entry from this level because I had in mind we have a reaction from the 1 hour order block. So my entry was from that order block, and my take profit was down there, getting the liquidity. So when you try to take a trade from gold, you always try to target the external liquidity. So my trade was from that level, and the first take profit was at this low, that liquidity level. So the trade was about 1:4 risk to reward ratio, but it is 1:3, almost to 1:4 risk to reward ratio. So you can learn something from it. I think it is a very good example. So and then in the next trade, I was expecting some reaction from this level, but I did not have a good order block. So in this case here, so let me delete this. In this case, once I saw this pullback, I did not take any trade from this point because there is no valid order block. So and I could not mark this inside order block. We have this order block from the inside. So I did not make use of this order block because I did not get the kind of order block that I want to see before I have my entry. So, and this trade had all the confluences because we had this inducement being formed. This pullback here cleared this lows liquidity. So I was expecting the market to push even higher to react from this area, but we did not have a good order block. And that is why you can see the market cleared this high to the upside, and we had the reaction from the support and resistance level, and that is why we have this kind of selling pressure to the downside. So on gold currently we do not have a clear view. I do not have a clear view on gold, so we will wait, and I'll update you guys on Wednesday with the structure that will be formed in this coming week. So gold, let's be patient and wait for what gold will be doing. But I think gold will be bullish. I think gold will be buying to the upside once the dollar weakens even more. So we will wait to see what happens on gold. So, but currently, don't try to take any trade if you are not sure of the trend. And if we get the market taking out this support and resistance, if the market breaks this support and resistance, just be sure that gold will be buying even more to the upside. So let us wait to see what gold will be doing. So I also have an analysis on GBPJPY. So on GBPJPY, GBPJPY from the 4-hour time frame. Let me start from the 4-hour time frame. So from the 4-hour time frame, we have GBPJPY filling in this gap. We have this gap being filled by GBPJPY. This is the gap that GBPJPY came into, and we have this reaction to the upside. So currently on this move to the downside, we do not have any inducement or any liquidity to be taken out. And currently I expect price to clear this high up here because this is not a strong high. And the best entry point to look for a selling opportunity, let's say maybe if we want to look for a selling opportunity, is at this high. I have this order block here. This is the point where I expect the reaction of some selling opportunities. But currently, right now, I want to look for buying opportunities to this level, and I expect these highs to be taken out. So, if I come to the 1 hour time frame, let me try to see if I can get a good level to have my entry. So, what I can see here on GBPJPY, the price cleared this highs liquidity. The price cleared this highs liquidity on this side. You can see the candle that cleared the highs liquidity, and the market went down to clear this lows liquidity, the internal structures liquidity, before going up to break structure. So I have a valid break of structure at this point, and I want to, if the price comes back into this demand zone, I want to take the trade from down here to the upside because I have my buyers from the 4-hour time frame. So if I drop down into the 30 minutes time frame, this is the order block. You can even mark the order block from the 1 hour time frame, but I consider marking it at this level. So if you come into the 1 hour time frame, you can see that is the order block with the fair value gap. And then we have this inducement just above it. The inducement is clearly seen from the 15 minutes time frame. So I'll drop into the 15 minutes time frame, and now I'll try uh, to use this order block from the 15 minutes time frame. So this is my inducement just above the level, the major inducement, and we have a valid break of structure. So let me delete this. So this is my valid break of structure. This is my valid break of structure to the upside. So I want to see price coming into the level, into the order block that I have drawn here, and we have the sweep of liquidity. So I want price to come into this level, and I will take my buys to the upside. So this is my setup on GBPJPY. So let's wait to see what the market will do, and we will react with how the market reacts. So the stop loss just below the level, and my first take profit will be 1:3 risk to reward ratio, and the full take profit will be where the market will start the pullback from. So that is my setup on GBPJPY. I want to look for more buys, but in case the price does not come into this level and continues to go to the upside, it is okay. We will try and look for another setup, a continuation setup to the upside. So thank you guys for being here. In case of any updates, I'll update you guys on Wednesday. So stay tuned. Make sure you are here to get uh, more videos and more analysis. So thank you guys for being here. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and even turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss on anything.